Hello and welcome back again to the Just Chill Down Show. I'm yet again with Sam and we're going to talk about the Harry Potter series. But before we do that, how have you been? Obviously, the leg's not as bad.
I can now use my arm.
Yeah, and the arm.
I can stand up a little bit. Look, stand up. See?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting there, mate. I'm getting there.
Yeah, it's been just over 3 weeks since we last did a video. Well, since I last uploaded actually. So yeah, I was umming and ahhing what to do, like in terms of a topic, and I know you and myself have watched the Harry Potters, and you know, obviously you mentioned about doing Star Wars, which we could do like in another video, but I thought I haven't really done anything to do with the Harry Potter movies in any of my videos.
It's one of the rare set of films that I've actually seen them all.
Yeah. So that's why it's and like you said, there's a set of them. There's 8 of them, so we can talk.
Yeah, I'll talk all day.
There's a lot to talk about, but this is more so a summary of the movies themselves rather than going into detail on one particular movie. But then also I was thinking we could do just a general, maybe not like rank them, but maybe what's our top 3 favourites. That would be better, because ranking them is kind of hard, I feel, with the Harry Potter movies, because they're all on like a level playing field. I don't think there's a bad Harry Potter movie.
Well, we can talk about it.
Exactly. Right, well, let's start from the beginning. The beginning is obviously the books. Have you read any of them?
I've never read a book in my life, let alone Harry Potter's. So,
that'd be a no.
Have you read the books?
I've read the first 3.
Have you?
Yeah, and then Goblet of Fire, like I remember it being quite a big book.
Are they?
And I just never read. But that was at school, so I read them. Like when we got to secondary school, I didn't read.
Are they out as what everyone says they're meant to be? So do you get a lot more detail, and are you engaged more?
At times, yeah, because obviously, trying to compact a whole book into a 2.5 hour movie is never easy. It's the same with the Game of Thrones books, really. Like trying to compact one book into a whole a 10 episode series is tough to do, and a lot of details do get missed out, or a lot of like character development or actual characters. Like some characters don't make it from a book into a.
That's like reading the books. You get more character detail, don't you?
Yeah, but obviously it's easier to watch the movie because you ain't got to do any effort of reading. It's just it's all displayed on screen.
Yeah, that's what I've done.
And like maybe 5 minutes in the movie is like 2 or 3 or 4 chapters of. Please ignore that if you can hear the ice cream van going. We're obviously outside to this. Cause it's
I couldn't do my background again.
Yeah, it's quite nice weather. So instead of a wallpaper, we've got a brick wall instead. So
Lovely.
It's like being up at the gym with their
Heineken Silver again, though.
Yeah, their wallpaper brick wall that they've got that I've ran and just stared at.
Let's start.
The first movie, 2001 came out. Warner Brothers. I think it's
Philosopher's Stone.
Christopher Columbus. Took the movie. I think he did the first 2, didn't he? Directing.
Yeah.
And I think he might have been doing something in the background in Prisoner of Azkaban, like producer or something. And then after that, he's gone. So obviously he does the initial casting, trying to find who's going to be Harry, who's going to be Hermione, who's going to be Ron.
Yeah, in terms of like, because where it was 2001 and where the kids are all kind of young. Yeah. I think he did do a good job because it gripped our generation at the time.
Yeah. Harry Potter is so much our generation. It's like, say, example, like the prequels of the Star Wars movies are sort of our generation. This one definitely is our generation because 100%. It went on from not only like obviously the prequels ended in 2005, like 2005 is the same time the 4th movie of Harry Potter came out, and there was still another 4 to go.
Really?
Yeah.
2005.
It was Goblet of Fire. Yeah. I don't know all the dates, so don't judge me. But I know the day it ended.
Well, a quick little fire thing. Goblet of Fire is my favourite.
Oh, you putting that straight? Yeah. Well, obviously we'll get to that. I think probably I would do that as well, but we'll go through it.
We'll go to it, yeah.
But yeah, the first movie. It's a strange one because you look at it and you go, right, it is what it is. Like without this movie, you don't get the other ones. Like if this one isn't successful, they're not going to do a second movie, but
I think it was successful.
Like looking back here, like if you watched it for the first time, you'd think, oh, this was kind of like sort of more not aimed at kids, but it was more like not adult or not as adult as like the other movies started to become. Whereas like the first movie felt very much like, right, okay, let's gradually get people into it. little bit of character development.
Yeah,
and then we'll go on from there.
Yeah, for me, The Philosopher's Stone, we can talk about it later, but it might be one of my least favourites, one of them.
Yeah.
It's still a great film to watch.
Yeah, I like it.
You just get all the... You're just a little baby watching it all, isn't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like it's not got as much rewatchability, if that's the word. Like, you want to go and rewatch it, as some of the other ones do. But as a movie overall, it's good. I'd say probably like my favourite, part of it.
Yeah.
Probably like just all of like with a lot of the movies that linger in the background, like with the Philosopher's Stone, like who's trying to get it, because obviously the movie, like, spoiler alert, is like they're making you feel like it's Snape, but then it's actually they're saying even worse in the background.
And like the whole thing of who's Nicholas Flamel.
Yeah.
That used to do my nutting. Yeah. Like, who is he?
And then obviously they found out they read a book that, Hermione found a book on Nicholas Flamel, and then it was like, oh, why would Snape need the elixir of life? But then it's like, no, Snape's going to give it to Voldemort. But then actually, no, it's not. Snape's got nothing to do with it. He's actually trying to protect Harry and, protect the stone.
And it hasn't got it's still quite serious. They don't try and make it a lot of a comedy thing, do they?
No. The term made for kids is very loose, because would you class Indiana Jones made for kids? But there's some scenes in that where you're like, I wouldn't want my kid watching that, like a young kid.
Do you reckon it might be made for kids then, that Indiana Jones?
Well, maybe not the word made for kids, maybe that was the wrong word, family movie.
Right,
what does family movie mean? What age limit? It's very vague. It's a very vague term.
But it was done well though, that Harry Potter. I think any age could watch that and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The first one overall, a decent start. The video game on PS1, not so much.
Brilliant! I fucking love that.
The graphics are
Hagrid looks like fucking me hungover.
Well, just all of them have got their face someone's took an eye into their face and just.
Did you mention that with the Edmo video game one, Harry Potter?
I mentioned Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy I mentioned, but not Harry Potter.
On the PS1.
Philosopher's Stone, no.
Harry Potter PS1.
So the next movie is obviously
Chamber of Secrets.
I think that was 2002, so it's literally 1 year afterwards.
Bloody hell.
And that was obviously the actors, obviously, I say actors, the kids, they were kids, weren't they? But obviously we were even younger than them back then. So it's all the same cast. Even the same Dumbledore, because obviously the actor who played Dumbledore
passed away, didn't he?
Passed away. I think it was shortly after the second movie came out. I can't remember exactly when.
Richard Harris, I think his name is.
Yeah,
the
I think so. Yeah. So good knowledge there, Sam. Bloody hell, Sam's doing the knowledge. The show's over.
It's my medicine. It's my medicine.
The show's over. The second movie, I'll probably put that towards I don't know, it's a weird one. At first, when I used to watch it, I wasn't really a fan of it, but then I think as I've grown older and it's a bit more, yet again like the first movie, but more so because on a mystery. Do you know what? I'm the
opposite.
What's petrifying all of these kids and all that, and what is the Chamber of Secrets and who's opening this Chamber of Secrets? We know it's not Harry. Obviously, the movie tries to portray that Harry's got some sort of connection with it, and everyone's walking around like, oh God, he speaks parcel tongue and blah blah blah.
For me though, it's the opposite. When I was younger, I was obsessed with it. I used to watch the Chamber of Secrets a lot. I was really into it, but now, it's just
and the length of it.
It's too
long.
long.
Almost 3 hours. Longest.
What's your favourite part?
It's definitely the longest Harry Potter movie.
Yeah.
You know what? For me, up there is the Quidditch race. I think it's better than the first one because
he breaks his arm.
Yeah, and Draco's in it, isn't he? And the old "Can't catch me, Potter" and all that because he's got the Nimbus 2001s. Or my second favourite, or joint favourite, would be the Aragog scene when they've got to get away from the spiders and the car comes back. It's got that magical, creature-y sort of, vibe to it, and a talking spider. It's what the hell? But and I feel like the battle scene with the final villain, let's say, is better in the second movie. It feels like more money got pumped into Chamber of Secrets because they're like, oh, we've got something here. The first movie was kind of right, we'll take it here, and then they thought, oh, this really.
Actually, just going back to the first movie, I know, like, he's got magical powers or whatever. When he touches, don't tell me his name, the turban, Professor Lupin.
Yeah.
When he touches Lupin.
Yeah.
And then he crumbles. It's not really explained, is it?
No, just love. It's like so vague.
I know.
Like, as a 6-year-old kid, like watching that, or 5-year-old kid as I was, you'd be like, love. What? Why is he crumbling?
Exactly. I just thought it was because it was magic.
But like nowadays, obviously, like any age above probably the age of 10, you can just look it up on Google and go, oh, it's because you can go on Reddit and you can go, oh, that's why. But like back then, you couldn't do that necessarily, as it wasn't as accessible to find information on a movie. You kind of just had to make it up in your own head. You know, I remember watching movies and like, did he say what I thought he said there? And I used to put the subtitles and go, oh no, he said that instead. But yeah, the second movie, I think, better quality-wise, like in terms of like how much, the production quality and that of it. I'll probably put it on the same level as Philosopher's Stone. Then we had Prisoner of Azkaban, the third movie. That's 2004. And obviously,
that went up a notch for me.
That 2-year jump, you can see they've grown
100%.
up. They grow like it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
like,
there's so much. Yeah,
especially like Hermione or like Ron. Like not so much Harry. You can still see Harry kind of look like Harry, but like they look like
they did
really
different. Yeah, they just went shot up, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I love Sirius Black.
Yeah, Sirius Black. Yeah, Gary Oldman.
Yeah,
great performance. But yet again, they do that like twisty. Is he? Oh, he's the villain. Oh no, he's not the villain. He's Harry's godfather. Yeah, it's like they love that little like twisty bit of it, and I think that's kind of like a running theme throughout all of the movies. Really, maybe one or two of them doesn't have it, but it's usually like it's this person. No, actually, it's the complete opposite. You know, like Sirius Black's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's not.
What film did they do that in? Then?
Well, in the first one, Snape.
Yes.
Portrayed as the bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not. Harry's supposed to be this one who's like opening the Chamber of Secrets. No, it's not. It's Tom Riddle via the diary. They do it in number 4 as well. Well, obviously we'll talk about it, but in Goblet of Fire, Mad Eye Moody. You know.
I love that. Can't wait to talk about that.
It's David Tennant. Whoever Barty Crouch Jr. Is actually the one pulling the strings.
So Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah. You could tell the tone went up. Like it got a bit darker. Yeah, it got a bit darker.
Yeah.
Even though obviously the Night Bus is supposed to be all comedy, and it is funny.
Oh, it's got to be a bumpy ride. Yeah, take it away,
Sam's neighbours are like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on?
We're getting closer, Ern.
Yeah. What's that? What's the way the long face?
I should have just knocked that granny over.
Universal though, and obviously, at Universal in Orlando, but obviously the Wizarding World Harry Potter, the studios that we went to back in
London.
Oh God, September 2021. I think it was.
Can't remember, but
we had to wear masks. That's why I'm just thinking. I know it's like during the pandemic.
And we got an Nando's that day.
Yes, beforehand in Watford.
Yeah,
Watford
it's nice that one.
Watford High Street. Yeah, I think we've had a Nando's in a lot of different places.
We're overdue a Nando's.
We are. Maybe after this, no jokes. But it's a good you can tell that it's like a step up from the other two. Like if I was to like say 100%. They're like a 6 out of 10, this is at least a 7. Like there's an up. Yeah. I wouldn't class them as 6 out of 10s. I think they're better them 2 than 6s. I'd say they're at least 7s, and then this is an 8.
But the thing is, when I actually first watched it, I was still quite young, and I thought, I mean, obviously this is my young brain thinking. I was like, where's Voldemort? You know what I mean? I was like,
it's the only movie where Voldemort's not in the movie.
And I thought, but obviously now I appreciate it because I know what's going on. Prisoner of Azkaban, my favourite part of that film, it's got to be when Sirius Black and they're all in the house. You know, when Snape comes in and all.
I think, I love movies with monologues. That whole scene, like that whole monologue of that scene is quality.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
You know.
Because
he killed my parents. You're the reason they're dead. It's like no. It's like, and then it's like it's the rat. And it's like what, a rat? And then it all like unfolds. Like
brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a really good point. That scene is really good. The scene I was going to say was when Harry casts the spell, Expecto Patronum, and all of them like fly away, and it's actually him that did the spell because they do the time turner that breaks the whole logic of Harry Potter bit. So it's just a movie, George.
Yeah.
But the time turner completely breaks the Harry Potter universe. But it's like just that sort of like, I don't know, sort of like when Luke Skywalker's like taking Darth Vader to his limit. It was like Harry Potter like properly defending and protecting this.
It was good, wasn't it?
This family relative that he's just known about.
But you can
doesn't
it's
want to lose him.
Good acting because you see how much Harry wants to keep him alive, and it's like. Sick.
Well, I think the spell Expecto Patronum is like all emotion, isn't it? The more you like use that past memory you had, and the more you use it, that's how more powerful the spell becomes. But yeah, really like that movie.
Little side note though, yeah. What does Harry say when he gets petrol? Expensive petroleum. Oh, God. No, I ain't joking. It's
lockdown.
It's the medicine.
Yeah,
it's the medicine.
It's the meds. But that's not a side note. That's just a side joke, more like. But yeah, I feel like Prisoner of Azkaban. I could easily rewatch that. Like, every half a year.
Over the first two, I'd choose that.
100%. Now, the one you've been wanting to talk about, Goblet of Fire.
My favourite.
2005, I think. Yeah, yeah, Goblet of Fire, 2005. So a year on. It's the only one that has Harry Potter having a really weird hairstyle.
I liked his hairstyle in that,
Before that?
I think Ron's hair was a bit dodgy.
Yeah, Ron's was dodgy.
But Harry's was on point.
There was no barbers on the set.
Yeah. And, they all had long hair, didn't they? Fred and George had...
I think it's the first movie as well, I don't know, I'm only speaking for myself, where I first took notice of how, like, good-looking Emma Watson was. Like, in that dress at the Yule Ball and all that, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I know, innit?
I was like, obviously, 2005, I'm like, 9 years old.
Do you reckon she's the best looking out of the whole set of films?
She's pretty, sort of thing. Not like,
Do you reckon she's the best looking though?
Of the film series? Yeah.
Like, Jenny Rees is quite fit.
No. Not Emma Watson level. Like, she's alright. Yeah, she's still nice, but yeah, there's not many female characters there. There's Luna, who we'll get to. Luna Lovegood, we'll get to in the next episode, the next movie. But yeah, Goblet of Fire has a completely different feel to it than the other ones. Like, they feel like there's a story and all that. There is, but obviously the actual tournament, the Triwizard Tournament, takes centre stage. Yeah. It feels like its own separate Harry Potter movie.
I thought it was directed brilliantly.
The action is
I love the action. I love, like, I'm never bored in it.
Yeah.
I think it's fairly easy to follow.
Yeah.
Like, and you see Voldemort, didn't you? It's just great. It's the best one.
Yeah, he Ralph Fiennes plays
Voldemort.
Yeah. He emerges at the end, and obviously the whole thing was a set-up, and it was all to get Harry to be at that point at that time.
Like, the tournaments they do themselves are, like, challenging. Yeah. They're not disturbing.
You got the dragon, then you had the underwater, then you had the maze.
Yeah.
What's your favourite one of the three?
What, the challenges?
Yeah.
I do like the underwater one.
I think the dragon. The fact that the fact that he has to, like, fend off a dragon. Obviously, they probably use different ways of getting to the egg. But obviously he uses, the
broom, doesn't he?
He's like, I think Mad Eye Moody goes, "What are you good at?" And it's like, "But I can't take a broom. You're allowed a wand."
Yeah, I love Mad Eye in that film.
Yeah, Mad Eye Moody's great. I love the, but then I feel like these later movies though, like the characters that were more important in like the first 2, 3, are less important in like this movie, for example, like Draco Malfoy. Yeah, he literally is a bit part player.
Yeah, well, in that film,
whereas in the first two, he's like the main sort of semi-bad guy, like the sub-bad guy.
He's just a fill-in character, isn't he?
But he's in number 3 the same. He's he's a bit of a joke in the third movie.
Yeah.
Like, with the snowballs near the haunted house.
Yeah, it's a bit of a puff, isn't he?
Yeah. In the third one, it's I don't know if that's the most politically correct way of saying that there. Apologies if that offended anyone. I just heard you say that. I was like, oh god. But yes, Malfoy, a bit of a pushover.
Yes, it begins with P still.
Yeah. We'll edit that out, like, we won't, but I don't have the software. I don't have the time or effort to do it. But yeah, he like in the third one, he has that, like, that, and then in this one, in Goblet of Fire, he has like he turns him into a weasel or whatever.
Yeah, and that's all we really see, don't we?
He transfigurates him into that, but like, you can tell, like, it's getting even darker by Goblet of Fire.
And that's what I like.
The Death Eaters come in.
Yeah.
Obviously, the skull with the tongue thing or whatever coming out of it.
That's why it's my favourite one.
The 3 unforgivable spells, Cruciatus.
Yeah, we learn all about that.
Cruciatus, the Killing Curse, and what's the other one?
Is it Impero?
Yeah, Impero.
Crucio. And Avada Kedavra.
Yeah.
Sorry, George, didn't mean to kill you.
Yeah. No, you didn't wave a wand at me.
Well, I got this.
Yeah, got that. Well, to be fair, Mad Eye Moody uses a staff. So,
yeah.
You know, in the next movie we're going to talk about, he uses a staff when they're having that battle scene.
Well, another note, going on to the next one, Mad Eye Moody, I'm pretty gutted. They kind of
him.
Yeah, I thought he was a great character.
Yeah, they shelved him. Yeah, definitely.
So Order of the Phoenix is the next one, isn't it?
Oh well, let's tie a bow on Goblet of Fire. So you said obviously it's your favourite
one
of the ones.
Is it what?
Your favourite scene?
Favourite scene. Well, there's a few. One of them is when Mad Eye, when he's introducing the 3 unforgivable curses.
Yeah. That whole scene.
That whole scene where someone's chewing a bit of gum and he's like, "Don't fucking chew gum," you know.
Don't put it under your table.
Yeah. And obviously, just the whole like Voldemort coming back, killing Cedric, and then when his dad's like crying.
Yeah.
You know, it's just.
Yeah, it's very hard.
It just if you're not snowballs, it gets better and better.
Like, you know, welling up or have a bit of a tear in your eye, like you've not been invested in the previous 2 hours of this movie.
Like
it's not really established that obviously we know that he loves his son. And it's not just so much that, it's like because it's all like everyone's joyful and then all the music stops and he's like, "That's my boy."
Yeah, and also another one, the prom dance they go to. It's the kind of beginning of them trying to like girls and it's all social.
It's like adolescent Simon because they become like 13, 14.
Yeah,
they're older.
You know, all of that kind of thing. Like that's when you see when Ron fancies Hermione.
Who's the girl that he likes?
Who?
Harry.
Is it Cho?
Cho.
Cho.
Yeah. Yeah, Cho.
He asks her out
because he has that bit of water in his mouth, then he goes, "Good."
Yeah. She bare mugs off.
I would do it in this water, but you know, I'm a bit thirsty. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Order of the Phoenix is the next one. 2007, I want to say. I think it was 2007.
Your knowledge is well good on them years.
I think so. Because it's usually like, with most movies, it's not every year, is it? It's usually 1 or 2, depending on the production. So like, Chamber of Secrets and Philosopher's Stone was a year apart because they already had the production pretty much all set up.
Same director,
same sets, you know. If you think about it, the set-wise, the only new set really they had to do was the Chamber of Secrets itself. And the bathroom, that whole scene had to be done.
Yeah.
They had the Quidditch. They had what's the drive? Pivot Drive.
Yeah.
They had all that set up.
Diagon Alley, all of that.
Obviously, the Weasley's house.
Yeah.
Diagon Alley, they kind of had mostly locked down. You know.
Well,
what's your opinion of Gilderoy Lockhart? Speaking of Chamber of Secrets,
I think he's quite
good. As a kid, I thought, who's this idiot?
Well, no, I think he's a.
Now looking back, I'm like, he's like, well, I could have stopped that.
Who was meant to be casted as him? Do you know who was meant to be? It was meant to be Hugh Grant, you know.
Really?
Yeah, but he was he had too many films going on.
I could see him being that.
Yeah,
but that guy though, because you didn't know him, it's kind of like you just base him just on that performance alone. You're not like, you know, in some movies, like it'll go Tom Cruise starring, and you're like, oh, that's going to be good because it's Tom Cruise. Whereas like when it's like this random guy playing Gilderoy Lockhart, I'm like, who's this guy? And I'm like, oh, actually, I like his character. There's a lot of actors who just do one good movie, and I just never see him in anything else again.
Like who?
Well, I like him, for example. I would have to think about other scenarios, but there are loads. I can think of quite a few movies where I'm like, I've seen him in one good movie, or her in one good movie, and I've never seen her like them again. Or I'll try and follow them, but then like they've not really done anything too spectacular afterwards. But yeah, Order of the Phoenix. This is like kind of when Harry's kind of like got some connection to Voldemort, but we're not too sure what it is. And obviously he's trying to like get into Harry's mind. It's very dark, like a very dark.
Great
movie.
film. Like, I could easily watch it.
So
Luna Lovegood, does she come in that one?
Yes, you got Luna Lovegood as a new character. Obviously, there's loads of new characters that we haven't spoke about on the other movies, but we'll be here for like.
How many minutes are we in?
I can't really see because of the sun. 24, I think. 24. So it just goes rapidly fast, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Just chatting a load of shit about Harry Potter. But yeah, and then the sun coming in and out as well. It's nice. Bit different, sitting outside. But yeah, Luna Lovegood is a new character. Obviously, like in the fourth movie, you had Chow, you had
Mad Eye,
Robert Pattinson's character, Cedric Diggory.
Yeah.
Well, you had obviously all the people from the Triwizard Tournament.
Yeah. Well, going back again just a step with Prisoner of Azkaban, the new Dumbledore, who I thought was great.
Yes, the actor.
Michael Gambon.
Here we go, Sam. This is why I'm doing this one. Sam knows he's Harry Potter.
I do.
But yeah, obviously he then took the reins of being Dumbledore all the way to the end. But yeah, I think Order of the Phoenix took it darker, and obviously had this prophecy thing and all that. And you sort of start to see it's not just them going to school anymore. It's like there's a bit of a war looming over. There's something in the background
it's
going
building
on.
up, isn't it?
Bellatrix Lestrange is introduced into
Do you know
this
what?
movie.
I kind of fancy her a bit.
It's the long hair. It's like Amy Winehouse type vibe, isn't it?
Mm. And she's nutty. She does.
Oh, you like Nightingale, do you?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it's a very dark movie. You can just tell it's all nothing's really lit up in that movie. Do you know what I mean?
And it's like I think
even the logo when it starts,
100%. And they literally, I think they do put the scenes down a tone of the display. It's dark, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, right at the start of the movie, bloody he's. Is it Dudley?
Dudley. Yeah, it looks well different in that film.
Dudley is almost about to be killed by a Dementor, or have his soul taken by a Dementor.
Doesn't he look completely different to what you remember in that film, though?
Yeah.
I thought it was
someone
someone
else. He went from the first movie to that one.
Yeah.
And especially at the end when they have to obviously leave, at the end of the series.
So it's Order of the Phoenix where he's in a park and then the Dementors come, and then some reason Dudley can see one.
Yeah, Dudley's like, run home to your mum, Potter.
Yeah. He's off his nut in that film, isn't he?
Yeah.
Before Dementors got to him.
And he gets his wand out and puts it under his chin.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh. That's funny.
And then that old woman comes along.
Yeah, she sees it all. She's a muggle, but she sees it all happen.
Yeah.
And then she's at Harry's trial.
Yes.
And then Dumbledore saves the day. And then Dumbledore tries to be distant with Harry, and Harry doesn't really know why and all that malarkey. My favourite scene, hands down, Order of Phoenix, is the Dumbledore versus Voldemort fighting scene. It's amazing. They're just flicking their wands about. That's one thing that annoys me with Harry Potter. It's not a flawless series. The amount of times where they just wave a wand and the spell comes out. They don't say the spell.
Yeah.
I always thought as a kid it was you had to say the spell. Expelliarmus.
I know what you mean.
But now they can just go.
But then
and
again,
that does it.
hang on, am I thinking of the right film here? I am. In Order of the Phoenix, it's when Bellatrix Lestrange shouts Avada Kedavra and kills Sirius. Now that's
and he goes up
that
thing, and as a kid I didn't. What the hell is he going?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He just goes like this,
But she shouts out the spell, innit?
Yeah. She because they can sort of teleport, can't they? The Death Eaters.
Yeah.
And she sort of teleports into one bit and then comes back again. And she goes, she's literally just forming back, and it hits him sort of on the arm, doesn't it? It doesn't hit him in the chest.
Yeah.
Sort of hits him in the arm, and he's like, you can just look at Harry's face. He's finally reunited with his godfather.
It's the only family he's got left.
The only family that he really likes. Anyway, he's got obviously the cousins, the Dursleys, but. So is his name Dudley?
Dudley, yeah.
Dudley Dursley. What an awful name.
Yeah, Dudley Dursley. That don't sound right, does it?
Name. Is it Dudley?
Oh, hang on. We've missed out a flipping great bit of these films. Prisoner of Azkaban, where he blows up his aunt.
Oh God,
that's good, isn't it?
As a kid, I liked it, but now I just flick through that.
Yeah.
Oh, another character that I'd like to think about because we're talking about Prisoner of Azkaban, and he's in all the things as well. Lupin. I really like Lupin.
Lupin's good. Yeah.
And how he tries to control Harry in Order of the Phoenix when he's obviously he's shouting he's upset and he's trying to he can't hold him back. It's great. And then Bellatrix Lestrange tries to get him to be evil by torturing her. Because he does say Crucio, doesn't he, Harry? But he doesn't say it with enough oomph to really torture her.
Does he really?
Yeah.
What, in Order of the Phoenix?
Yeah, because watch it back because Voldemort goes, "You've got to really feel it, Harry." And he's doing it. Yeah, you've got to really feel the spell. You know the spell, Harry. He's trying to get it in his head to kill Bellatrix Lestrange.
Yeah.
It's like the Emperor going into Vader's eye, or Anakin's ear, kill him. And do it, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Order of the Phoenix, decent. I always liked that movie when I was a kid. The whole prophecy bollocks, though.
Yeah. What prophecy?
Basically, the prophecy is that one of them has to kill the other one in order to
survive.
Is
it? Yeah, but that's not explained though, ever, is it?
That's basic logic, isn't it? It's like if me and you got thrown off an island, onto an island, and someone announced, "One of you got to kill the other one to get off this island." That's the prophecy.
Oh fuck,
Wow.
We'll just do a podcast instead.
What a prophecy. Well, how did the audience not know that we aren't on an island and we're doing it now?
One of us has got to end this, George. At the end of this.
I don't think it'd be allowed on YouTube. But yeah, The next movie is Half-Blood Prince. Now, I have stated before, many years ago, that I wasn't really a fan of this movie.
I love the Half-Blood Prince.
And then I've watched it back. And I've watched it back, and I've watched it back, and every time I watch it, I like it more and more.
Yeah.
I really like it. Yet again, since, like, the start of it was Prisoner of Azkaban, but it's getting darker. This movie is so dark.
And I love it.
Oh, this movie is dark.
Yeah. And
dark.
Actually, well, I suppose we can talk about it at the end, but Half-Blood Prince is one of my other favourites, and just the whole kind of looking back at a young Voldemort, and that actor who plays him, like, you just feel is sinister.
Well, there's more than one, isn't there? Because then they do the actor who plays him in the school.
Even that little kid and the bigger one,
and the big,
they're both sinister, aren't they?
Yeah.
And
he reminds me of like a young Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
The one who plays him in, when he's like, what if I could split it into 7 pieces? It's like, 7 pieces, Tom?
Yeah.
Like, that actor who comes into it is good. The one who plays Slughorn.
Yeah, he's funny.
And I love the running joke. It's like, hello, Wallenby.
Yeah.
Like, he can't say Weasley. I don't know why, he just forgets Ron Weasley's surname.
And there's a scene, I think, in the Half-Blood Prince, this is one of my funny favourite scenes, and they're all eating ice cream. And there's just some guy going, like, keeps stuffing his face, doesn't he?
Oh,
Seen that bit? Just like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
That's at Slughorn's. That's at Slughorn's party, and Hermione takes the guy who's trying to be the guy in the Gryffindor Quidditch team to piss off Ron.
Oh yeah, he's a cocky
and
little
he
person,
pukes on Snape. And it's like, you've got a 1 month's detention, whatever his name is. This
and he's just there eating, like,
he's just eating, like, they're all there because they're academically, like, up there. Whereas he's just there because his dad's got a load of money and he's just eating ice cream. No, my favourite scene, like funny scene from Half-Blood Prince, is the when Harry's on the old liquid luck.
Yeah,
he's all
that's
pissed
funny.
And he's all just like dancing around. He goes like that with the like thing like that.
No, he's good in that bit,
Yeah, Radcliffe really showed like a different dimension to like Harry Potter's character. But yeah, obviously I like the resurgence of Malfoy as well.
Yes.
Because Malfoy gets given like a proper, there's so many storylines going on in that movie. You've got the Dumbledore looking for the Horcruxes. You've got Malfoy doing his thing.
It's up there with one of my...
But then you've got a very simple storyline, just Harry, Ron and Hermione just going about their day at school. Like the potions class and all that.
Yeah.
It's like the last pure Harry Potter movie where they're in the school and they're doing classes and stuff like that.
Was that meant to be their last year? Because what's the one after Half-Blood Prince, just quickly? Is it the Deathly Hallows?
Yeah, Deathly Hallows. But they're not really at school, are they? Because it's so dangerous to be at the school now.
Yeah, but is the Half-Blood Prince actually their last school year? I think it is, isn't it?
Well, how many years do they do at Hogwarts? 5, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Philosopher's
Stone, Chamber of Secrets.
Or is it 7 years they do? I can't remember if it's 7, 5 or 7. They can let us know. Obviously, our secondary school was 5 years. That's where I think I probably got 5 years from, but that might not be right. But yeah, I really liked Half-Blood Prince. Like, at first, like I said, I don't know, there was something about it I didn't really like. I think it's because of what obviously happened. Spoiler alert, Dumbledore dies. Obviously you find out later that Dumbledore was going to die anyway.
Brilliant.
What a great story. Like, I love the loop of that. We'll get to that when we get to the end. But, yeah. Like, as a kid, I think that's, well, I say as a kid, I think that movie came out in like 2009, I think.
I'll tell you when that came out.
2008, 2009?
I think it was 2009 because I was in year 9.
Yeah.
And
that would make sense. Because 07 is when we started secondary school.
Half-Blood Prince.
09. I didn't actually go and watch any of the Harry Potters in cinema, only Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't watch any of the
So
others.
when did you start watching it then?
I think I might have watched Chamber of Secrets, but obviously I was like 6 at the time. 5, 6
so on
I can't
video.
remember watching Philosopher's Stone in cinema. Like, I remember
watching all of them.
I can remember going to watch Toy Story 2 in cinema.
And
Monsters Inc.
Toy Story 3.
I want to watch that in cinema. I think I might have gone with you, maybe. It's 2010, so
I haven't watched Toy Story 4. Now,
no, I haven't seen that.
Disclaimer, don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time.
We're not on Pixar and Disney, we're on Harry Potter, but that's another episode. Maybe.
Toy Story.
But yeah, I love Toy Story. But yeah, Half-Blood Prince, obviously, with Dumbledore dying, that's why I was a bit like, but yeah. Good movie.
But then again, once it loops back in one of the other films,
it justifies doing
it is
that.
Amazing.
Yeah. So obviously that ends, and then we have Deathly Hallows, and they did it in part 1 and part 2. I'm not 100% sure the reasoning why they did it.
What's that? What?
Why they did it in 2 parts.
Oh, it was so long, wasn't it?
I think it would have been way too long of one movie. But obviously you've got to remember at the same time they were doing the Twilight movies and they did their ending as part one. So I don't know if that had any influence.
Maybe.
Obviously, and that was really successful as well, wasn't it? Like as a movie franchise.
Yeah.
I don't know how
never seen it though.
I don't know how the books did of Twilight. I've never read a Twilight book, but I've watched the movies. They're okay.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them are like the best Twilight movie is nowhere near the worst Harry Potter movie. If you know.
Hang on, say that again.
Like the quality of the best Twilight movie is nowhere near the worst Harry Potter movie. Like Harry Potter kicks its ass basically.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Right.
So, say example, the best Twilight movie is a 6 out of 10. The worst Harry Potter is a 7.
Got ya.
So.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that then.
They're watchable, but like it's watchable like if you're having a drink and there's a couple of people and you're not really paying that much attention to the plot.
Yeah.
Like it's okay. But yeah, they did part 1, part 2. Part 1 is slightly longer than 2 because I remember 2, the pacing of part 2.
Part 2
we
is
can
better
talk
than
about
part
both
1.
of these at the same time because
Yeah.
it's the same. It's Deathly Hallows. But yeah, essentially the Deathly Hallows is like a story, isn't it? That's actually come to life, like a story that they would tell kids.
For some reason, either of the Deathly Hallows is not in my top favourites.
No, neither of mine.
You know,
like it's always difficult to do an ending of a big franchise. Like that's why Return of the Jedi is like one of the best endings of,
good,
of
though,
a trilogy.
They ended that well, I think.
It's such a good ending.
Yeah.
It caps off it. Obviously now with the Disney ones, it undoes.
Yeah, it's
bringing
ridiculous.
Sidious back and all that. But it's like Darth Vader's gone from bad to good. Luke Skywalker's completed his training. He's become a Jedi. The Empire's been destroyed.
Yeah.
What you can't go anywhere else with that. Like obviously I know, the ending of Harry Potter was always going to be Voldemort was going to lose or Harry was going to lose.
Yeah.
But very rarely does the villain win in a story.
So what do you think? Like the Deathly Hallows wasn't a kind of justified ending?
Well, no. Like I think that's the only ending you could have done. It's like how they executed it. I thought it was good. Like I thought the battle between Voldemort and Harry could have gone on for a bit longer.
Yeah, same.
Or it could have gone on for like more than one section of the movie.
Yeah, it was pretty like
my favourite scene from the two movies combined is when they break out of Gringotts with the dragon and all that. I love that. And I thought it was funny that they take the polyjuice. I said polyjuice potion. Easy for me to say. And they turn into them other people that work.
Yes, good that.
Part 1, I didn't really enjoy it. Is that part 1?
That is part 1.
Yeah.
And
so
I think
really enjoyed. So how does part 2 start, or is that how part 2 starts?
Hang on a minute. So part 1 ends with Voldemort finding Dumbledore's grave.
Yeah, with the Elder Wand.
Part 2.
I thought part 2 started with the breakout.
No. Doesn't part 2 start off where they're all 7 Harry Potters?
No, I
then
think that's
Hedwig
the start.
dies.
I think that's the start of 1.
Spoiler: Hedwig dies.
Yeah. We haven't even spoke Hedwig. Like, who's Hedwig?
Hedwig. He's a good character, isn't he?
There's no one credited to them. I mean, he's probably CGI. I don't. No, they probably used a real bird for close-ups.
Yeah.
Like when Harry's holding the bird.
Yeah.
A great owl, by the way. It's not a bird. It's an owl. Is an owl a bird?
I
don't know.
Yeah, well, they both fly, don't they?
Yeah. I'm not going to get into that subject, but that's not what this show's about. But yeah. Part 1, part 2. I think part 2. I swear, part 2 starts with them going through Gringotts. Yeah, you're definitely right. One movie starts with the bank, and one starts with all the different Harry Potters. We'll have to look that up. Yeah.
Hang on, let's think about this.
But you can just tell us having this discussion that we've not watched this movie as much as we've watched the other ones.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, decent ending. One of Ron's brothers dies.
I'll tell you a powerful scene, and I can't remember which one it is. But you know when there's a Horcrux, and Ron fancies Hermione, and he's seeing Harry and Hermione just kiss each other.
1, yeah.
And he's like,
he's like, oh,
yeah,
destroys it. Yeah. There's so much to talk about, and there's so many things we've probably missed off. But this is just more of a summary of the movie.
Yes.
But like we've not talked about Dobby, and obviously Dobby. Spoiler alert: Dobby dies.
Sorry, Dobby. But
spoiler alert: Dobby dies.
Unpopular opinion. I don't find Dobby cute one bit.
I hated him in Chamber of Secrets.
I just think, just fuck off.
But in that movie, he's great in part 1.
Is he?
He's like, I've come back to save Master, and he like knocks out Wormtail, and he has a little spat with Bellatrix, and obviously then she throws the blade. Of all the wand spells, it's a blade that kills Dobby. And he's obviously dying in. Dobby's
we'll stop another character. Buckbeak.
Oh, yeah, you got Buckbeak.
Buckbeak. I like Buckbeak.
Yeah, the hippogriff.
Oh my god, how can we not even mention Hagrid?
Yeah, we've not
Love
mentioned
Hagrid.
We've been going for 39 minutes, I think.
39 minutes.
And we've not mentioned Hagrid once. God rest his soul, the actor who played him.
Oh, Robbie Coltrane.
Amazing man. He was in a couple of James Bond movies as well. Pierce
Was he?
Brosnan ones. Yeah, he was in GoldenEye, and he was in...
What character did he play? Jaws?
No.
Oh.
not Jaws. That was in the 70s. No, he was like he basically worked for Russia's version of the MI6, the KGB.
Oh, so he's a goodie?
Yeah, well, no, he was an ex-KGB, so he became a mobster type thing. But he gave Bond basically information on stuff. What was his name in it?
Hang on.
Sokovsky? Something like that, I think his name was.
That meme you sent me about one of rubber ducks.
Oh, yeah. What exactly is the function of a rubber duck? That's Ron's dad, isn't it? Arthur. Arthur?
Yeah, I mean, could we touch on Hogwarts Legacy for anyone who might watch, who might play it?
Obviously we spoke about it in the episode of Edmo. But obviously Edmo hadn't played the game, but you have and I have.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It's really good.
Sick.
Get to pick your house. Obviously you answer the questions. I went with what I answered. But what house were you supposed to?
Shall I tell you what happened with me?
Slytherin, wasn't it?
I was playing the game,
yeah.
Right, and I was like, I'm enjoying this, and I answered all the questions truthfully.
Yeah, because you don't just... A lot of people might think, you just pick your house straight away. No, there's a section of the game...
questions.
There's a section of the game where you're not in Hogwarts yet. It's before Hogwarts.
Yeah.
And then you enter Hogwarts late. You're like a late student. And then you pick your house.
So, I was playing the game. I answered all the questions, like some...
There's like 3 or 4 in there. It's very basic.
Very basic, but it still chooses it for you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it put me in Slytherin.
It goes like, da-da, you're in this house.
That's it. I got Slytherin.
Yeah.
But my sister was sitting there, she goes, you got to do Gryffindor. And I was like, fuck's sake. So I had to go in Gryffindor.
I had the same thing. I was like, they put me in... I spoke to people at work. I was like, they put me in...
What did you get put in?
I was in... Sorry, I haven't played this game.
Is it Hufflepuff?
I haven't played this game in 6 months. Yeah,
Hufflepuff, yeah.
Like, it's not golden, but it's like kind of a yellowy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because thingy's red in it. It is a golden, isn't it? Hufflepuff? Goldie yellow?
Well, Hufflepuff's yellow, Ravenclaw's blue,
yeah.
Slytherin's green,
yeah.
Gryffindor's red. And,
they put me in Hufflepuff. But
but it doesn't matter, does it?
There's a couple of side missions that are tailored for just people in their houses.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
They're very minimal ones. Like they're not like.
Oh right.
So you get main quests, which everyone's going to get. Then you get side quests, but then there's tailored side quests.
Is it the one where it's got a little speech bubble?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
right, got it.
Like Strangers and Freaks, like in GTA.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Great game though. If you ain't played it, you got to play it.
Yeah, much better than the PS1 Philosopher's Stone game. Even though that game is very good. We're in 42 minutes, I think. So
just another game. Just a shout out to anyone who's played Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on the PS2.
Yes, I've heard. I've watched you play it a couple of times.
Great little game.
I've never owned the game and played it myself, but I've heard it's really good.
Oh,
you know they actually, the PS1 Philosopher's Stone?
Yeah.
They actually made the same company that made it on PS1, Chamber of Secrets.
I'll see, but it's not
as good.
The PS2 one's a lot better.
The PS1 version of Philosopher's Stone is so bad it's good. It's got a cult following.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like movies that are so bad, it's like, I've got to watch them. Or a game that's just so bad, but for either voice acting or the graphics or whatever. It's a bit of both, I think, with that. But
so anyway, what did you want to do? Do you want to rank them, or did you say the top 3?
Yeah, ranking's kind of hard because, like I've said, they're all at a level playing field. Like with Star Wars, it's easy to say, the sequel series are the worst 3, and then the best 3. You
go first.
I'll do no order first.
Yeah, okay.
Goblet of Fire, Half-Blood Prince, and Prisoner of Azkaban. So I'd leave Order of the Phoenix. I'll put Order of the Phoenix 4th. That's the basis that we can work on actually for our ranking.
Well, let me think about mine. So mine, Goblet of Fire, Half-Blood Prince. Alright.
And then what's your third? Not third place.
But just in the top 3.
Yeah.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
And then we could do our worst 3, and then we can kind of make a basis then to work on.
I'm going to have to agree with Goblet of Fire, Half-Blood Prince, and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Right, okay. Now, the worst 3.
Right.
You go first.
The worst 3. So, Chamber of Secrets, I'm going to say.
Okay.
One of them.
Yeah.
The Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Okay.
And just
the whole scene with Ron and Hermione and Harry when they're like off and they make their little tent and all that. It's supposed to be emotional, that, but as a kid, I was just like, oh, where's the action scenes?
Yeah. So Chamber of Secrets, Deathly Hallows Part 1, and I think I'm gonna have to say the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm gonna have to say that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go Part 1 as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Philosopher's Stone as well.
Yeah.
Well, now I've only got literally Part 2,
Order of the Phoenix,
or Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
I've got to put Chamber of Secrets. I'll go.
It's got to be
the
in
same.
it.
Right, okay, so then now let's rank together what our top of the three. What's the worst? We'll do that first.
Okay, so my best three. What's the worst out of the best three?
No, what's the worst out of the worst three?
The worst out of the worst three.
So what's rank 8th, basically?
Okay.
What's the worst movie? I know we said we weren't going to rank them, but let's just do it whilst we're here.
Fucking hell, that's hard.
I've got it in my brain. I'm like, best bits, worst bits, best bits, worst bits. Like, Chamber of Secrets good, goes on for ages. Part
Do you know what I'm going to say?
I'm going to say Part 1.
I'm going to say Part 1 and on.
Yeah, okay,
Because,
we agreed on that.
Yeah.
So 8th place is Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be like, what? No, what?
Sorry, Dobby.
Oh yeah, Dobby, yeah. But then there's scenes in Chamber of Secrets that I enjoy more so, and Philosopher's Stone that I enjoy more so than
Part 1 has to be
Dobby
the worst.
dying. But disclaimer, we're saying it's the worst, but it's still like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
It's still really good. Then after that, I'd probably have to put Philosopher's Stone. As 7.
No, I'm going to do Chamber of Secrets.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I liked Chamber of Secrets over that. So yours is 7th is Chamber of Secrets. Mine's Philosopher's Stone.
Right.
6th is Chamber of Secrets for me. Yours is Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
5th place.
5th.
So there's only 2, wasn't there? Because we've done our top 3. So the other 2 were Deathly Hallows Part 2 and Order of the Phoenix. Which one's better?
So
Tough one.
that is a tough one. Do you know? I'm probably going to say Deathly Hallows Part 2
is better.
Well, that's 5th because the one above that goes Order of the Phoenix, doesn't it? In my ranking.
You think Order of the Phoenix is better than Deathly Hallows Part 2?
I do.
Okay, I disagree.
Do you?
Yeah, again, I'm disagreeing with it. Yeah, I think Deathly Hallows Part 2 is better than Order of the Phoenix. I think there's more good parts about Deathly Hallows Part 2 than there is Order of the Phoenix in my eyes. I like both movies.
Yeah.
If I had to give them a 10 score, I'd probably give them the same score.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I would, if I had to rewatch it right now, if you said, George, go and put the telly on and put one of them 2 movies on, I'd put Part 2 on then Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah, actually.
So.
Oh, no, I'm going to stick with my decision.
Stick with it, mate. So that's we've now done 5th and 4th.
Yeah.
Now top 3. So we had that as
Goblet of Fire.
Oh, sorry, not Deathly Hallows. Goblet of Fire, Prisoner of Azkaban, and
Half-Blood Prince.
What's coming in at 3rd?
Prisoner of Azkaban. For me. Do you want a drink, by the way?
I'm going to put Goblet of Fire.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you want a drink, by the way?
No, I've got a water, mate. I'm all good, thank you.
Goblet of Fire?
I'm putting Goblet of Fire third, just purely because the story, there's not as much of a story there. I like the action, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Like, if I had to pick out of them 3, you got to just watch and sit through it and just enjoy it, it's Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
But for an overall story, I'd say, yeah, I'm going to go 3rd is Goblet of Fire.
Okay. So mine was, I forgot what I said now. What did I say for my Prisoner of Azkaban?
Prisoner of Azkaban's your 3rd place. So bronze medal is Prisoner of Azkaban for you.
So what's your silver medal?
Prisoner of Azkaban. So I'm putting Half-Blood Prince number 1.
Oh, okay.
I've had such a U-turn on Half-Blood Prince that I think it's the best overall Harry Potter movie.
So I've got to choose between Goblet of Fire and Half-Blood Prince for my silver and gold.
Yeah. So my silver. The reasoning for my Prisoner of Azkaban silver is purely because it was the step up. It went a bit darker. The story was really good. I enjoyed it didn't feel as kiddish or family oriented. Like as you said, that half hour ago, really liked Sirius Black. I liked Lupin. I liked Buckbeat and all that. And that whole scene when he's going, whoa, I love that.
Bit like
scene.
Titanic, isn't it?
I love that scene.
Yeah.
I love the whole movie. I think it's just great. The story, the time turner thing. I know it was just stupid, but at the time, it's like they're seeing their past selves. I really like the second. Yeah, I really I put that at second, the third movie, at silver.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have to go. Half-Blood Prince.
As second.
Yeah.
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire, because
I think if someone watched this in the first 5 minutes, I think they knew you were going to say Goblet of Fire as number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your reasoning for why Goblet of Fire is number one? And I'll tell then I'll say my reasoning for.
So my reasoning for the Goblet of Fire is because one, it's just a great film anyway, and two, it was the first one I really fell in love with, watched over and over again.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stay loyal to it.
Did you ever play any of the games? Because it came out on loads of different consoles, didn't it?
Right, Prisoner of Azkaban. So I played Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on PS2. That was the first game I played, and that was great. Then I played the Prisoner of Azkaban on PS2, and that went down a level. Still a good game.
Yeah, I rented that from was it even Blockbuster? It might have been whatever it was at the town centre before then.
Cool,
but I remember renting it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know, when you rent a game, you're like, I want to rent it some more time.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I wanted to rent that even more time.
Exactly. But good job you didn't bloody get the Goblet of Fire. That was shit.
I played that on Nintendo DS, and it was alright because you used a stylus pen to cast spells, so it was a little bit better.
Well, I can imagine it might have been a little bit different and good on that, but on the PS2, it was awful. Like, it was one of them games where you're looking, instead of like your character and you control it, like, you know, like Jak and Daxter, you can move all around. This one was kind of like a bird's eye view.
Oh, right.
And you're running around just...
I think, were you able to control all three characters?
I think so.
Yeah, because that's what like, the DS one was like. But I think, because it was in the style of DS Paul, it was like, it worked for that.
Yeah, I can imagine it. Yeah, but on the PS2, it was naff.
It felt like playing like a Pokemon game or a Final Fantasy. Like, you'd come up against an enemy, and then it would do this thing with the spell and the stylus pen. But
we're not going to run out of time, are we?
No, I think we're right. 51 minutes.
Okay.
I can't believe we've gone an hour talking about Harry Potter. It's mad.
Is there any honourable mentions that we've forgotten about?
Or like characters?
Yeah.
Or, well, obviously, King's Cross. King's Cross was obviously where they filmed the Platform 9 records, the train itself. I've been on that a couple of times when I've been to Universal.
Harry Potter
I've told
World.
you before, haven't I, with Universal, you can take the train to go from one island to the other, which is so cool.
Disclaim, well, whatever. Side note: if you ever go the studio tour in Watford, you can get the butter beer, but it's naff. It's naff.
It tastes a bit rank.
But I'll tell you a funny thing.
I've still got my cup.
Have you had your chocolate frog yet?
Yeah. You literally ate yours within a week. I ate mine literally a week or two before its expiry date.
It wasn't even a week. Like, the amount of calories in that thing.
That's what put me off.
I ate it in one sitting.
That's what put me off having it, because I was like, fuck, you know, how many calories this got? But yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there any characters that obviously Neville Longbottom?
Neville?
He kind of like is like a bit of a side character to like begin with. Obviously, he tries to like stop them from going sneaking at you.
Yeah.
Gryffindor in trouble again. And then like, number 2, he's a bit of like a, you know, he doesn't really do much. Third, he doesn't really do much. Fourth, he gives Harry the gillyweed. I think that's it.
But then he goes.
Then we get a bit of his backstory with his obviously parents. We get that in number 4, don't we? Because obviously in number 4 he's all like upset by him doing the cruise show.
Yeah.
But then it gets built on. So that's really good character development. Someone obviously behind the scenes, or in the books maybe, it might have said like Neville's going to progress more and more and more as the movies go on. And he actually is the one who kills Eugenie, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
he with the sword of Gryffindor.
Yeah.
So, God, I can't believe we've not talked about it. Professor McGonagall.
Oh yeah,
great actress as well.
But I'm not fussed about her.
Yeah, but like she was a good. She was in all the movies. I'm just trying to think of characters that are in all the movies.
Yeah, honourable mentions.
Like R2 and C3PO. Like no one really cared about C3PO.
Yeah.
R2, everyone loved R2.
Yeah.
But C3PO, it's okay.
Professor McGonagall.
Yeah, Snape. Obviously, I think we mentioned Snape a little bit in the first when we were talking about Philosopher's Stone.
Mr. Filch.
Mr. Filch is in all the movies. Yeah. Oh, Dolores Umbridge. Hated her as a kid. I think she's probably the most universally of our generation. Anyone that was born in mid-90s.
Yeah, you hate her.
Hated Dolores Umbridge.
Me.
I think any kids really. If a kid watched it today, if a 10-year-old, if I got a 10-year-old, put him in front of the telly, go and watch Order of Phoenix, he would hate Dolores.
Yeah,
Umbridge.
100%.
He or she would hate Dolores Umbridge.
Dolores.
Oh,
yeah.
she's like massively in Order of the Phoenix, sort of in Half-Blood Prince, or one of them. She's sort of
massively in Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah. She does appear again, doesn't she? I swear she does.
Don't know.
I think she does. I'm trying to remember.
Just a little pink thing and a little staring little teapot
all the cats, cat pictures and all that in the background.
Drives you insane, didn't it?
Yeah, and she was torturing Harry with like the writing on his hand.
Do you know what? I could have not.
And Hermione was like, you've got to report this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, how much time we got? We've got about 5 minutes or so.
Don't know.
I'll try and get it just before.
Fred and George.
Like, who's like your 3 favourite characters, or?
That's tough.
Or who's your favourite out of the 3, main characters?
Harry, Ron, and Hermione.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I like Hermione over Ron and Harry. But no. So
do you know what I'm going to say?
I think Ron's the least of the 3, I'd say.
Yeah, do you know what on earth has happened to him, Rupert Grint?
Don't know. He was in Lego House, wasn't he? The video for that
I know,
song.
but just because he's ginger.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran. Yeah, I think the thing of Lego House was that he's a super fan of Ed Sheeran, isn't it? Is that the whole plot of the
Lego
video?
House? How does that song go? I'm gonna page you my number.
Yeah, and put you on a wall.
Yeah. Anyway,
off of Ed Sheeran. But yeah, so I'll probably put Hermione, Harry, Ron.
Yeah, I do like Hermione for obvious reasons.
I like Draco as well, like at times, but then obviously they didn't use him sometimes.
Yeah.
Snape's fantastic.
Oh, Snape.
Dumbledore. Like if you bring in all the characters into it, not just the main 3, Snape's probably got to be in top 2 at least.
Yeah.
Like, he's so good. God rest his soul as well.
I don't even. Oh my god, yeah, Alan Rickman. Yeah. Wow.
Ooh. Alan Rickman is Snape, or Alan Rickman as Hans Gruber in Die Hard.
Who do I think's better? Snape.
Yeah, but Hans Gruber is quality.
Yeah.
I love Die Hard.
That's another film I have seen.
80s movie.
Yeah.
1988.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis.
The first Die Hard, isn't it?
Yeah. Nakatomi Plaza.
Huh?
That's the building.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's called the Nakatomi Plaza. I don't know where it is in terms of like on the map, like which state it's in or whatever. I think it's in LA. It's in LA. Yeah, it takes place in LA, but I couldn't tell you exactly where in LA, but it's in LA. But yeah, it's a good movie. I really like Die Hard.
Yeah, they are good.
Favourite Christmas movie, if you class it as a Christmas movie.
Well, that's another topic, but just quickly, my favourite Christmas movie, hands down, 100%, is The Snowman.
Oh, okay.
You know The Snowman?
Yeah.
Oh, I know there's no talking in it.
Yeah.
Nice. I know it's only
it's whatever, like, I know we're talking about Christmas when it's sunshine, but like, it's whatever draws you back to memories of Christmas. And if The Snowman does it for you, Die Hard or like Love Actually do it for me. I don't know why.
This might spark controversy.
You've
but
never watched Love Actually?
No, I've watched it.
Right.
Is it overrated?
Oh yeah, it's overrated.
You know what I mean?
It's still good.
Yeah, it's still good.
But then you could say like, is Home Alone overrated?
Never seen it.
Well, it's definitely not overrated for you because you've not seen it.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people, or Elf. I think Elf's like universally liked. I don't think anyone thinks that's overrated.
I'll tell you something about Elf. So I have seen it, but obviously I only seen it because everyone's like, oh my god, you got to watch Elf.
Yeah.
But I watched it when I was like older.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm not going to get that connection to it as a kid would.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
But that's the same as the older Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
I still like them because they were built for my generation at the time, or our generation at the time, of me being that age. But yeah, it was nice to talk about Harry Potter because it's a movie franchise that we like grew up on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we got older as the characters got even older. Because they had like a 5-6 year head start on us. Like, so I think they literally were like 11 years old when they did the first movie. So like even now, Daniel Radcliffe is still in his 30s, which is just unbelievable. I think he might be a little bit older than a couple of them. I think he might be a year older or something.
I just want to know what's happened to Ron, Rupert Grint.
Well, Emma Watson's done well after the movie.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast.
Daniel Radcliffe's done a couple of movies, but he's still typecast. Everyone thinks he's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Same as Harrison Ford, as much as he doesn't want to admit it. Like, he's Han Solo. Like,
He is, but he's done...
Indiana Jones, I still think he's Han Solo. In my eyes, he's Han Solo. Same as Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker.
He hasn't done a lot though. I know he's done a bit of voice acting.
Who, Mark Hamill?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the Joker voice acting.
True.
It's like really good. He's been in a couple of things, but yeah, nothing too noteworthy. But
I'm scared we're gonna. What minute is it?
No, I think we're good, mate. Yeah, I think we've literally got. Oh shit! It's like seconds. All right. Well,
is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, thank you for that discussion once again, Sam.
No worries.
We'll have to think of another topic.
Yeah.
Maybe Star Wars, or we are in August now. Even if we get into December, could do Christmas movie. I don't know, but we'll pick another franchise.
The bottom line is we'll be back.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
See you later, guys.